Concentrate on Pedro Alvarez. We'll continue that theme because he was something to behold, to see in Cleveland, back-to-back games, displaying that incredible power, Bob.
It was pretty amazing, Greg. I don't know if I've ever seen a player turn the switch on like Pedro did on this road trip. I mean, he had been scuffling so bad. He had fallen down into the 180s with his batting average, and then all of a sudden he threw a switch and became one of the greatest hitters I've ever seen. Every time they throw him a strike, inside, outside, it didn't make any difference. They tried pitching him away. He was hitting the ball off the left field fence. Just incredible to watch.
PNC Bank for the achiever in you, for the achievement for Pedro Alvarez the last 2 days in Cleveland. Well, the Minnesota Twins come to town, and they are struggling. Last in the American League. Ron Gardenhire's club also last in the American League in pitching.
Well, in the rough days with the Pirates over the last few years, our team ERA used to always be in the fives, and that's the big problem with the Twins right now. That team ERA, if you're going to have it up in the fives, you're not going to win too many ball games, and they need to pitch better. That's the bottom line with that club. Ever since they moved into the new ballpark, things have not gone right for them. They're not the same old Twins overachievers that we saw year after year for a long spell.
Well, let's hope they continue their struggles on the road away from Target Field tonight at PNC Park. The Pirates begin interleague series against the Twins, then the Tigers. The party's back in PNC. The Buccos and the Twins are coming up next. The Bucks are swinging in full force and bring the party back to PNC. When the hit and groove matches the soul of the hurlers, watch out, opposing swingers. The dance party hits PNC next on Root Sports. The party is indeed back along the banks of the Allegheny River. We're back home at PNC Park, the home of the Pittsburgh Pirates, and the Buccos come to town, second place in the National League Central, just 3.5 back of the Reds. Pirates just a half game back in the wild card as they host the Minnesota Twins in Game 1 of a 3-game series. Bill Mazeroski and Bill Virdon are here in town and in uniform to help out. Clint Hurdle talked to them in spring training, said he wants them to be more than just spring training coaches and advisors. So Maz and Virdon with the club this homestand. Could be on the bench. Pretty nice to have a former great player and skipper in Bill Virdon and a Hall of Famer Bill Mazeroski.
Hey, really, that's a great idea to have those two guys there. Bill probably hasn't been all that long. Bill Virdon hadn't been that long. I wonder when's the last time Maz was in a big league dugout during a major league game.
Has to go back to the early 70s, doesn't it?
I don't know.
Well, let's check out what's going on in terms of Ron Gardenhire's club. The starting lineup for the Minnesota Twins, 26 and 39. Denard Span will lead off, then Ben Revere, followed by Josh Willingham. Justin Morneau is the cleanup hitter. Trevor Plouffe at third base. Former Bucco Ryan Doumit does the catching. Joe Mauer is out, maybe missing the entire series, available to pinch hit. Brian Dozier is the shortstop. Jamie Carroll, the veteran, at second. Scott Diamond, the lefty, on the hill.
I'll take a quick look here at Kevin Correa's numbers, brought to you by the Western Pennsylvania Chevy dealers. The ERA has creeped up a little bit. He'd like to work on that. And I also think, Greg, he'd like to start doing better work here at home. That was definitely a problem for him last year. Still not winning games here in the home ballpark. Hopefully he can achieve that tonight.
First pitch off of Barajas' mitt. Ball one, we're underway. Denard Span hitting .287. A couple of home runs, 16 RBIs. Front row seat. Maz standing there next to Michael McHenry, and there's a strike. Maz was out helping with the middle infielder, second baseman, and of course in particular Neil Walker. Earlier today they worked together the last couple of spring trainings.
Maz has to be thrilled with Neil Walker's progress as a second baseman.
Right on cue, huh?
Yep.
Routine, but his pupil makes the play easily.
It really is a neat story that to have Walker come up to this team and find his niche as a second baseman, with the Pirates having in their organization one of the greatest second basemen ever, to be able to watch him, work with him. And a fun thing for us to watch. Two of those guys mesh together, and Neil really, I think, able to enjoy Maz more than somebody that would have grown up somewhere else. Obviously a Pittsburgh kid, knows the history of the Pirates very well, knows what Maz means to the Pirate organization. Neil would have grown up in Oregon, might not realize that what exactly Maz means around here. Good low strike.
I think it's also neat too that both are certainly blue collar guys. I mean, that's synonymous with Maz. His Gold Gloves, he did it the hard way, the right way, blue collar way, and there's a blue collar shortstop with a nice play from Clint Barmes. I think you and I were talking on the last road trip that Walker and Barmes have discussed this, that they both are probably the most vanilla middle infielders in baseball.
Not a lot of flash, but they make all the routine plays. That's what you're really looking for. And then they will pull off plays like Barmes did there. That wasn't routine at all. I'm sure Maz had a good look at that play up on the front railing there of the dugout. Appreciates the defense he just saw. Most of the time, if you're going to get an out there on a fast runner, it's got to be the third baseman. If it gets by him, shortstop normally won't have a play on a fast guy. Barmas got him easy by a half a step.
Josh Willingham, a number of offensive categories. He's 8th in on-base percentage, tied for 9th in slugging. He leads the Twins in RBIs, tied for 5th in the American League in the RBI department with 45. And a nice start for Correa. 1, 2, 3 go the Twinkies. Bucks come to bat. The Twins go down 1, 2, 3 in the top half of the first. The Pirates record of 34 and 31. Lineup brought to you by Toyota. Moving forward, Jose Tabata, Josh Harrison, Andrew McCutchen 1, 2, 3 against the lefty Scott Diamond. Casey McGee has been hot cleanup hitter. Then Neil Walker, Pedro Alvarez, Rod Barajas, Clint Barmas, and Kevin Correa.
Scott Diamond's numbers on the year very good. A great ERA. And the thing that jumps out there, look at the strikeouts and walks. He throws a ton of strikes. You have to hit your way on. He's not going to help you out.
And behind the plate, Ryan Doumit. Bounce to the shortstop. Dozier retires Tabata. Rivers Casino tips to win from Bob Walk.
Well, the theme is we're back home. We haven't played many home games so far this month, but we're home now. Hopefully we'll continue to pitch well at home. That's something that we've done going back to last season. This is a pitcher's ballpark. Pedro, hopefully he'll produce the home runs here. He is so hot over the last 2 days that he's got to continue to do that here at PNC. And then let's make sure that Doumit's homecoming is not all that good. We allowed Steve Pearce, an ex-Pirate, to kind of beat us up a little bit in Baltimore. I would hope we'll do a better job against Doumit.
Actually, look back this season. Adam LaRoche did a number on the Bucks. There's a high fly ball to left and lost by Willingham. Way back and gone! The J-Hay Kid, maybe with a little help from Willingham, gives the Bucks a 1-0 lead. Harrison second.
Not a real easy ballpark for right-handers to hit home runs in. Especially if you're not the biggest guy on the team, but Harrison didn't seem to bother him. Willingham had a nice recovery Oh, look at that. The ball doesn't go out. It hit the wall and then bounced back, hit Willingham, and then bounced over.
How about that? Absolutely some help from Willingham.
Yeah.
An assist. How about that? It was a nice recovery because initially he put his arms up. He didn't see it.
Yeah, I mean, that's I guess it's the same as football. You can't review it now. Yeah. There's been a pitch thrown. Get to the line, call a play real quick.
That's a shot by McCutchen. The Major League's leading hitter against left-handed pitching, over .460 batting average against lefties.
Take a look at that replay again. You can clearly see this is not a home run. The ball bounced actually off the red part of the sign and then back hit Willingham in the chest, and then he knocks it over the fence.
You know, I wonder if it's almost out of embarrassment that he doesn't call time and say, let's review this thing.
I'm thinking, that does he even know what happened?
You don't think he felt that?
I don't know. He's running into the fence. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Ron Gardenhire's Twins, the worst record in the American League.
How long has he been at the helm now?
Replaced Tom Kelly and won back-to-back division titles in 2009 and 2010.
I think the two of those guys have to put together about 25 years or so. A lot of baseball games between just two managers in Minnesota.
Josh Harrison's second home run. Pirates come out swinging here against Scott Diamond.
Another thing the Pirates started doing this month was running. See if maybe now they're out to a little bit of a lead. It's just one run, but still, when you're in front, you feel better about trying to take some risk on the bases. The running situation, I think anytime McCutchen and his speed is on base.
Another hit for McGee. After the top of the ground out to short, the Harrison home run, the McCutchen single, the McGee single. McGee came in batting .366 the month of June. Batter Neil Walker. Walker hitting .271. Takes ball one. Scott Diamond has walked only 5 batters unintentionally. 51 innings of work. Two on, 1 out. Two balls, no strikes on Walker. Verdon and Maz. Maz was a coach for Bill Verdon when Verdon managed the Bucks. Two good friends go way back. And now they're back wearing a Pirate uni in the Bucco dugout. Bounce to short. On to first for the out there. 2 away. McCutchen to third. McGee to second.
And here he comes to the plate.
What will he do?
Could be a pretty good hand.
I think so.
Nice little round of applause for his work in Cleveland.
Back-to-back multi-homer games, second time in his career.
Might have been the only guy that didn't want to see a day off yesterday.
Ball one. Bob, I wonder what kind of weekend Alvarez had, what that does to a scouting report. When a team meets here and talks to Diamond and Doumit,
it's got to have a huge effect on it. I mean, I don't think you can throw it in the garbage pail, but at the same time, you say, okay, this is the scouting report, blah 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 blah, but this happened the last 2 days. We got to be aware of that. So we might have to go on a scouting mission ourselves to see which Pedro Alvarez, the one our scouting reporter, the one that torched the Indians in the weekend. That's kind of how they have to approach this.
He's hit 2 homers off lefties this season.
Yeah, the way he was locked in the last couple of days in Cleveland, it doesn't matter if you were throwing it with both arms at once. He was hitting everything.
Maybe his most impressive at bat, you mentioned this, was the one where he drove the ball to left field off the top of the 18-foot wall off Ismael Rogers, his final at bat.
That would have been his third home run of the day, and that was a pitch that definitely was on the outside corner, and he had been having a hard time with those outside pitches recently, especially. He just flicked that one off the fence pretty as you please.
And he swung it out of a pitch out of the zone, and Diamond, who has the excellent control, has not thrown him a strike yet. Does he throw him a strike here?
He did, but it was an off-speed pitch. That tells you about your question about scouting report. An off-speed pitch down the way, right in that corner. He doesn't get pitched like that if they're not showing him a lot of respect right now.
And then in turn, does Alvarez bring that into play, knowing how they're trying to pitch to him? Be patient.
I don't want him to even think.
Just go up there and hit.
Yeah, whatever you were doing in Cleveland,
don't change a thing.
Yeah, just do that.
Well, he laid off that pitch. It's ball 4, and it loads them up for Rod Barajas. Barajas had a 3-run homer on Thursday, but his last 5 games, just 1 out of 19. A boat full of Bucks here. The base is loaded. 2 outs. And ball 1. McCutchen, the shot to left. McGee found a hole on the left side of the infield. And Alvarez walked on the 3-2 pitch. Should end the inning. Sammy Carroll on the first. Along bottom of the first. Pirates end up with just the one, the Harrison home run, with some help from the left fielder, Josh Willingham. Second of the season for Harrison, and a 1-0 Pirates lead.
Pirates baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Chevrolet and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers. By your Toyota dealer, where quality, dependability, and good MPG all come standard. Toyota, moving forward. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks.
1-0. Party's back in the Berg. First of 3 with the Twins. Josh Willingham, the left fielder who lost that fly ball initially. Off the bat of Josh Harrison, went back toward the wall. The ball hit the wall, then came back, hit him, and then Karen Peck over the wall for a home run. Here's Justin Morneau. Strike 1. So the home run for Josh Harrison.
Sometimes you need a little help on all that.
Nick Bender, 0-2 on Morneau. 10 homers, 33 runs batted in. Just outside. Still 1-2 on Morneau.
I thought Kevin really showing some excellent control so far in this game. It's a big part of his pitching style, being able to work at fastball inside, outside, throw the breaking pitch for a strike in any count. That's just what he is doing up till now. I have to see Barajas's glove move very far, make any kind of a catch or the balls that have been put in play. He was asking for a little backdoor cut pitch. Wanted it to start a couple inches off the plate and hopefully bend in over that outside corner for a called strike 3. Correa wants to throw that little cutter again, slider. I think he shook no the first time because he didn't like the location.
Here's McGee on the Correa.
Perfect spot for that pitch. He threw it 2 times in a row. First one, he left it off the plate just a little too far. This one, he brings it over the outside corner just enough. Beautifully done.
Correa 0-2 at home this season. 2-8 last year in 12 starts at PNC Park. Ball 1 on Trevor Plouffe.
Perfect spot. It's that cutter that he is really painting with right now.
Two 2-0.
Doman on deck.
It'll be interesting to see what kind of reaction Doman gets when he's announced 2-1. .389 hitter in the month of June, tops in the American League. Trevor Plouffe. Fly ball to right, Harrison. And now let's listen to the Doman reaction.
Batting 6th, catcher number 18, Ryan Doman.
Say kind of mixed.
Yeah, I think there was more applause, though. There was a few boos. There's always going to be some boos.
I mean, he gave it all he had. Doumit, former second-round pick of the Pirates in 1999. Health was an issue for the longest time.
Yeah, I think that was always really the main deal with Ryan, is he just couldn't stay on the field for an entire season. I think if back, what was it, 4 or 5 years ago, they thought it toyed with making him a right fielder. I think if they would have stuck to that, his health would have ended up being much better than if he was behind the plate catching. He loves being a catcher, though, and I think, you know, as long as there was a chance that he could catch, that's where he wanted to be. But I mean, he got hurt a lot back there behind the plate. It's as simple as that. But I'll tell you, he's a gamer. He's a guy that you want as a teammate.
He wants to win. Broken bat. Harrison plays it on the hop. Doumit came in batting .253, gets the broken bat single to right. Doumit catching for the 23rd time this season. Joe Mauer has caught 30 games. Doumit, the switch hitter, batting .264 from that side of the plate, .228 as a right-hand hitter. But because of the injury to Mauer, we could see Doumit behind the plate in all 3 games. Brian Dozier, the shortstop, hitting .247. Twins are 6th in hitting in the American League. One ball, one strike on Dozier.
They put a nice little lineup on the fielders. No getting around that.
One and two now.
Jamie Carroll's always been a pretty decent offensive player, and he hits 8 for these guys.
Dozier has become a regular shortstop for Garden Hire. Carroll has played short, second and third. 2 and 2 on Dozier. Correa making his 13th start. Last time out against the Orioles, went 6, gave up 5 runs, 4 earned, 10 hits allowed. That was the 7-1 Oriole win. Grounded to Walker. A couple of scoreless frames for Kevin Correa to start things. Bucks have a 1-0 lead, hosting the Twins at PNC Park. On the Tigers Saturday special 405 matinee game. Neil Walker showing you the cap you'll receive. Compliments of Root Sports. All fans get one. 405 Bucks Tigers. It's also an Eaton Park Scratch and Win Saturday. All fans get a scratch card good for prizes from Eaton Park. Go to Pirates.com for tickets. Keep that in mind. A special 405 first pitch. Those neat looking Pirates caps courtesy of Root Sports. We expect big crowds all weekend. Again, go to Pirates.com for tickets as Jim Leland brings in Prince Fielder, Miguel Cabrera, and the Tigers. But first on the schedule, the Twins, who have beaten the Pirates 8 of the last 10 meetings. And the Twins are 13-8 overall in interleague play versus Pittsburgh. They're here in Pittsburgh for the first time since 2006. 1 ball, 1 strike count on Barmes. Who's he on the phone with now? Is that Blas?
I think he's talking to Blas.
Yeah, he is.
They both have the same kind of phone.
That's true.
So they can talk to each other.
Yeah.
Flip phone.
Yep.
Surprised they don't have rotary dials on them.
3-1 the count on Clint Barmes. I don't know whether I don't get that. The parrot's supposed to be talking to him.
Well, he's got a headset on his phone.
Oh,
that's what that is.
I see.
You know, most people have the little bud in the ear.
It looks like the parrot's doing most of the talking, by the way. Blas is a good listener.
He is.
3-2 the count on Barmes. For 8 last 2 games. Still hitting .260 over the last 12. Boy, that's the area that the Pirates have seemed to like, that left side of the infield. See if they don't give Barmes a hit on that one.
That's a vulnerable spot with a left-hand pitcher that likes to change speeds. You're going to be hitting a lot of ground balls if he's keeping it down. You roll over on stuff, and so that hole in between short and third usually sees a lot of work.
Base hit for Barmes. Kevin Correa can try and bunt him over.
Back in the days of Duke and Mulholland, the left side of the infield knew that they were going to get their share of ground balls that night when one of those guys were on the mound.
Correa trying to push it over that way, did, but it went foul. He has a couple of bunts this season. A slip by the pitcher Diamond. He is able to recover from his knees. Throw on to Carroll to get the out.
Excellent bunt. Diamond came in and just put too much pressure on the cleats. They wouldn't hold. Good bunt up that side. Actually, it was his right foot. I kind of thought it was going to be his plant foot, but it was his right foot that gave up on him. So right foot, the heel's digging in and just cutting grass. Man, he's not going to like that.
No.
Grass is going to be stressed out as it is with the heat wave coming. I gotta find my old Rainbird. It's one of the sounds of summer. The Rainbird going.
Yeah.
Love that.
Ball and a strike on top of it. Bounce to short in the first inning. Barmes in scoring position. And the count 1-2. Base hit for Barmes, moving to second on the sacrifice. Another man the Pirates would like to get going again. Jose Tabata, 234 average overall. Those numbers down, hitting just 240 against lefties.
That's a good point, Greg. It's kind of this lineup. It's like there's a baton that they pass around in the clubhouse. And
you're hot.
Okay,
now you're hot. Now you're
it's going to be your turn.
Now McCutchen has his own baton. He's not involved.
Yeah, he's not in that group. You guys can have the baton. I'm just going to do my own thing.
And a pop up.
Yeah, that got in on him a little bit.
Center fielder Span will call off Dozier.
Take a look at that location again. It's a fastball, and it doesn't throw very hard, but it's just a great location. You see Doman jump inside, and the pitch is right exactly there. When you have the control that it looks like Diamond has, those walk numbers you were talking about earlier, you don't have to have that eye-popping stuff. You can throw the ball in the upper 80s, a little breaking ball, nice little change up. If you put it where you want and you know what you're doing, as far as reading hitters, they're trying to pull me, hit it the other way. Yeah, you can be very, very successful even at this level. Right off the instep.
The shot from the AGH cam. Time is called, just as Diamond was to deliver. Home plate umpire Rob Drake. The rest of the umpires, Joe West is the crew chief. He's at first, Sam Holbrook at second, and Mike Estabrook at third. There's the crew chief. He'll be behind the dish tomorrow.
Joe West.
Country Joe.
That's my favorite. Another one off his foot. Taking a beating. There's Joe. Working that chewing gum. Been around a long time.
Yep, bubblegum has been in baseball clubhouses and on the field for a long time.
Always a big bucket of bazooka somewhere.
Harrison offered, and the strikeout recorded. He took off for first. Apparently, that was unnecessary. The catch made by Doman. We have played two. It's 1-0 Bucks. AS Cable subscribers from the Parkersburg area of Wood County, West Virginia. Thanks for watching and rooting for your Pittsburgh Pirates. All of us at Root Sports and the Pirates appreciate your support. Let's go Bucks. Folks watching on Root Sports or here in person, all ages,
windy out,
enjoying Pirates baseball. And it's a pup night in Pittsburgh.
Looks like there's some pretty good sized pups out there tonight.
Jamie Carroll.
I've always been amazed at how well all the dogs seem to get along out there.
Yeah, that is incredible. Never seems to be any fighting out there at all.
And they look so happy.
Well,
have you ever seen an unhappy looking dog out there?
No. Regardless of the score.
Yeah.
They're just there to watch a good baseball game. And they're Bucks. Jamie Carroll, 38 years old. Previous couple of years with the Dodgers. Drafted by the Expos.
Hasn't he been kind of a thorn in our side
yes,
a little bit over the years?
Yes, he has. He's always found a way to get his share here. 14th round pick of the Expos in 1996. That was some 14 years after Bill Mazeroski last appeared in the Major League dugout. He was on Bill Verdon's coaching staff, the Expos, in '84. Jamie Carroll, who is never going to hit a ton of home runs. 12 to be exact. None this year. In fact, Carroll has not hit a home run since 2009 season. Hit a couple with Cleveland. Point that out because he's facing a guy who has given up a dozen in Kevin Correa, the 7th most.
Well, Jamie, he chokes way up on the bat. His style of hitting is, at least now at 38 years old, he's just trying to, he's looking for singles, maybe drive a ball into a gap at best. Very conservative with his swing, punching it out there somewhere.
Back and forth.
But if you do that, you're going to end up with a lot of hits. You just look down at the field from just about anywhere, and there's a lot of space out there to land a baseball if you just get it put in play with some consistency and hit it firm most of the time.
And he does, up the middle. Jamie Carroll. Leadoff single. Scott Diamond will try and move him over. The honorary first pitch before tonight's game thrown by Emmy Taggart from Franklin Park, caught by her father, John Taggart, General Manager of Consolidated Communications in Gibsonia. Sponsor of the Pirates and affiliate of Root Sports, Consolidated Communications, providing telephone, video, and high-speed internet service to many of the suburbs north of Pittsburgh. Pirates and Root Sports appreciate our partnership with Consolidated Communications. A nice job by Emmy and her dad, John. Diamond bunts the ball. Alvarez fields it. Throws on to Walker covering. 5-4 in the sacrifice.
Well, I like seeing Alvarez really get aggressive too with that bunt. This one was a decent bunt right out in front of home plate. Didn't go very far. Alvarez was so far in that he's able to make the play. Look how far in he is. If that's going to be a bad bunt, if it's hard the wrong direction, Pedro's going to be able to easily get the out at second base. Maybe he can get a double play going.
Denard Span takes the strike. Span had an RBI single with 2 outs in the 15th inning on Sunday. The Twins 5-4 winners over the Milwaukee Brewers at Target Field in Minneapolis. 0-2. Boy, you're right about Correa's control. So much better than we've seen the last couple of starts.
it's not just throwing strikes. It's like in the strike zone, the location of everything. It's just perfect. And if he does miss and fall behind, he did that earlier. He went 2-0 to somebody, and he had to come into the strike zone. It was a nice low strike down just above the knees, even though it was in the middle area of the plate. Keeps the ball down. And now he throws 1 foot outside, but that's okay. It's 0-2 pitch. But he's very smart on how to pitch. And he's got 4 good pitches he can use. When his control is real good with that fastball and that little cutter, that's where he can really go to work with guys. That's when he has those really good, strong games.
Nick Leyva with the helmet on next to pitching coach Ray Searage. 2-2 on Span. 16 RBIs for Span.
All the base coaches have to wear helmets nowadays.
Still 2-2. Coaches wearing helmets these days because about 5 years ago, Mike Coolball, who was I believe in the Rockies organization, AA, was killed by a line drive foul ball. 3-2 now on Denard Span. So over third is Steve Little.
It was a year that
Jerry White at first.
Clint Hurdle and his club made that great run at the end of the season, made it all the way to the World Series. And one of the great stories to come out of that, maybe the greatest story as far as I'm concerned, is that team, a lot of young guys on that team too, took it upon themselves to give
Amanda,
Coolball's widow, a full share of their playoff check.
That was phenomenal.
Pretty neat.
Souvenir.
Look at the glove.
Big glove there, isn't it?
Maybe she's not so big, but look at the size of that one.
That's right. That's not small.
Get that off the Parrot.
Yeah. Still 3-2 on Span. Finally, Correa will retire him in the second out. Harrell goes to third and brings up Ben Revere. Revere bounced to the shortstop Barmes his first time up.
Scorebook going.
Great way to watch a ball game.
With a baseball in your hand.
Yeah.
That's the way I always do it.
You always watch a game with a baseball in your hand?
I always have a ball in my hand.
Something I did not know.
Yeah. You gotta try it someday, right? Just watch the game and just kind of be rolling around your grip all the time.
Backhand play, nicely done. Mazza like that. 4-3 on the putout. 3 zeros for Correa. bottom of the third inning. Taking on the Minnesota Twins, Merrill Automotive league leaders. Best home record since May the 12th in the big leagues. The Pittsburgh Pirates at 11-3. That's a great stat right there. Merrill Automotive, we're driven to be better, and the Pirates have been so much better. And it's looking more and more like they're going to be in it for the long haul. Got a taste of it last year into July, but the way things are shaping up, still a whole lot of baseball left, but I have to like the way this club is shaping up. Andrew McCutchen singled in the first. Showed bunt, but doesn't really bunt anymore at all. Did bring in the third baseman a bit.
You show every now and then, at least play in the baseline, which opens up that hole on the left side where he does hit a lot of balls. So it is important for him to show it every now and then.
Vote for Kutch while you're watching. MLB.com. He has come up a bit since we've really started to push it, but a lot more work to be done.
You see what Plouffe did, though?
Backed up.
Oh, yeah. He ran backwards as soon as Diamond started his wind-up. He knew that Kutch was bluffing, and he was going to bluff just playing in. I'm going to stand here in the baseline, and then as soon as I know you can't look down here anymore, then I'm going to back up.
Little games that are played. Hutchin hits it hard, but a nice play by Carroll to just get him. Close. A hard hit ball, and McCutchen made it close.
Well, this is one of the things that make him a leader on this team. This is a hard hit ball right at the second baseman. You're out. 99.9% of the time, McCutchen ran down the line like he just laid down a bunt. You're going to lead. You got to lead by example. That's the kind of stuff you have to do. And that's one of the big things about this team. There are not too many guys that you can ever find dogging it down the line.
Fly ball to right field. Revere back to the wall, and he makes the catch. The ball kept carrying. Casey McGee, 2 of his 3 Pirate homers have been opposite field jobs, and he sent Revere back to the base of the wall.
It's not very far out there. That's the one place that will give up a cheap home run if you can get it high. Looked like it had a chance. Revere is going to face of determination.
Yeah.
Got it right. Palm of his glove. Must have been letting out a lot of air on that catch.
Yeah. McGee talking to Garrett Jones, the former Twin minor leaguer, and for a brief time made it to the big leagues with the Twins. Not starting tonight against the lefty Scott Diamond. Garrett Jones, along with McGee, been heating up the month of June. And look what's up there. It's up there in the water cooler. Oh, it's the Garrett Jones bobblehead that was given away when he was playing for Rochester many years ago in the minor leagues.
You know, there's something about Garrett that nights he's not playing.
Oh,
do you ever see him just sitting watching the ball game?
He can't do it.
He is all over that dugout, pacing, talking.
At least he was able to hit as a DH, but now it's a very nervous, excitable guy, Garrett Jones. Three and 2 on Walker. He bounced to short in the first inning. Pirates sent 7 men to the plate. Bounce again with a shortstop. Dozier to first, and the Pirates go down in order. Ben Revere made the catch on the ball hit by Casey McGee. Determined to make the grab. He did. Pirates lead 1-0. Who's that guy texting there?
I don't know. Looks familiar, though. I can't think of his name. I've seen him before.
Oh, he's texting in the trivia question. He knows it. He knows the answer. 2 homers in back-to-back games. Pedro Alvarez has done it twice now in his career. Who's the only Pirate to do it 3 times in a career? AT&T trivia question.
Well, it can't be Rock because he only has 4. So it has to be somebody that hit at least 6.
Yeah, that's good point.
I'm going to guess Kiner. Since he had some very productive home run years as a Pirate. Who are you going to guess?
I'm going to guess Kiner also.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You know,
about 3 or 4 guys, and when it comes to home runs, you can just throw out there. And
but I never, when someone guesses something, I never guess the same thing.
What do you want me to do? Intentionally guess it wrong? Okay, I'll go with Wainer. Paul
Wainer?
Yeah.
That was my guess the other day for some reason.
Not that Wainer. Look up. They're talking about us on TV. You know that's what's going on right now. They're showing us on TV, right?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Us too.
Yeah, that's right. Here, text that, will you? Text that to Wainer. Yeah, there it's the whole. Wow, look at Jays. They get the. Oh my goodness, it's the Wainer rooting section. I think that's Hannah, isn't it?
Yeah, in the front.
Yeah.
Oh, nothing like getting on TV.
Ground ball to third. 5-3. 1 up and 1 down as Willingham is retired. Good work from Correa as he faces Justin Morneau now. Correa getting a lot of ground ball outs. Eight total, 5 in a row. We're getting word that Jeff Karstens is doing a nice job for the Altoona Curve tonight. In Altoona, through 4 innings, 40 pitches, 33 for strikes. Sounds like Karstens, doesn't it?
It certainly does. And what Correa is doing tonight is Karstens like. Just carving him up with good control. Keeping the ball out of the air. had just a little bit of movement on it. The tail took it outside.
Morneau swinging on the 3-0. It's 3-1.
Seeing Grab up there in the middle of the bat, trying to get a little more of that pine tar on his gloves. Likes that tackiness.
Rips this one foul.
But if you've ever wondered why hitters put that pine tar there, that's what it's for. So during the at bat, they can go up, they just touch that little bit, get the tackiness. And after he does that, he kind of checks it. He wants to get that feel. You're not allowed to go, call time and go back to get more pine tar. So it's a way for guys to take it to the plate with them as they put it there on the bat, in the middle part of the bat. There are some guys, not very many, but every now and then you'll see somebody that does that with their helmet. And they'll touch their helmet all the time in the same spot. They get it real tacky.
Nice comeback from Correa.
That's that little outside little cut ball that he's been throwing today and placing so well, both inside and outside with it. Barajas sets up right on the corner, and there it is. Boom. Beautiful pitch. That's a 3-2 pitch also. I mean, that would be a pitch you would throw when you're ahead in the count. But when you're locked in like Correa is tonight, 3-2, yeah, I can hit the very edge of the plate. 3-2.
Trevor Plouffe, a 2-out single.
Here's the pitch coming in, and poof, it's gone.
Two-out single brings up Domet, who had the broken bat hit to right. Just the third hit for the Twins. 3 singles. Domet starting for the injured Joe Mauer, who was involved in a little bit of collision with Ricky Weeks. Injured his quad on the play. Available to pinch hit. We're hearing he may not start tomorrow night, and perhaps even the finale of the series on Thursday. So Domet catches. A 2-0 count. Allegheny Sports Medicine AGH injury update. This is Weeks for the plate, and see the left knee.
Yeah, it went right into the thigh. That left a pretty good bruise. We used to call that a Charlie horse.
Yeah. Two and one on Domet.
Don't hear that medical term much anymore. He's out for a couple days with a Charlie horse.
A lot of terms we don't hear much anymore, do we?
The Charlie horse. I'm gonna have to ask Todd about that one day. What is a Charlie horse? Explain.
How did it evolve?
Now what do you
these
call
terms
it?
that have evolved? I'd be interested to know that. This ball line foul.
Well, what's the Charlie horse? He's going to say, well, now it's not. It's a contusion of the right quad.
I'm saying, like, how did these? Why do these terms evolve like they do? They become awfully technical, don't they?
Yeah, I think it's
part of life.
Yeah, I'll ask.
Yeah.
We'll do that one day. It's just to be more specific. I think people that are familiar with the terms, the medical terms, it's probably a better description of actually what's going on. But me being not familiar with much.
Hit the other way. Tabata.
Routine.
Well, it's 4 zeros on the board for Kevin Correa. The Josh Harrison home run has stood on a pup night. Bottom of the 4th inning here at PNC Park. See, they're all getting along.
Yeah, they're all walking around. I think I saw Vizsla there in the back.
AT&T trivia question. 2 homers in back-to-back games. Pedro Alvarez has done it twice now in his career. The only Pirate to do it 3 times. Surprise, surprise. Ralph Kiner. Twice in 47, once in 1949. See the tribute to the great Ralph Kiner, the Hall of Famer, out beyond the left field fence.
I'm not sure what he looked like, but we know what his hands were. Just kidding. That's a kind of a neat way to do it, I think.
I know you've heard stories from veteran fans who were around at Forbes Field, and when Kiner was here, those stories about regardless of what the score was, where the Pirates were in the standings, everybody always had to wait for that final at bat from Kiner to see what he would do. And then after his at bat, if the game was out of hand, there was this mass exodus out of Forbes Field. Well, here's a guy at the plate. Someday fans might be doing the same thing. Have to see what this guy is going to do next. I think that the Diamond threw Alvarez 1 strike his first at bat when first base was open, 2 outs. This ball dribbled to first. Alvarez retired on the slow grounder to Morneau.
And that was an example of what we saw a lot of in Baltimore, for instance, where he rolls over on a pitch away from him, tried to pull it, put it on the ground.
He has walked and grounded out in this game. Pirates with 4 hits, 3 of them in the first inning. Barajas came to the plate following the Alvarez walk and bounced to second. Takes this ball out of play off to the right.
Slow grab. Barajas might be the best on the team then. Pulling the ball behind him into the dugout. When he's up, you better be alive if you're on the rail. Get ready to duck behind the screen. Oh, Garrett decided to sit down finally.
In the air to right. Revere. 2 outs. Up Armas, who singled off of the shortstop Dozier's glove to start the second. 8 straight sent down by Scott Diamond since. Last time out for Diamond against the Phillies, he went 6 innings, gave up 4 runs on 5 hits. That followed his strong performance against the Cubs, 6 shutout innings against Chicago at Target Field.
Ray awaiting his turn.
Nice pick there by on to first, and not in time. An infield hit. 2 for 2 night for Barmes.
Was able to get the spot. Kloof took a long time before he decided to get rid of it. And that's what I thought.
Buck's got the call.
I was surprised to see the save call. Wasn't going to say anything, but I was pretty sure they got a break on that call.
On Correa. Evens the count. He's 3 out of 19 at the plate this season. One and two. Joe West calling Armas safe. Armas will take it. At least you get Correa batting here in the fourth.
Parrott's thirsty.
Getting ready for more in-between innings antics on the scoreboard.
Parrots being from the tropics, they love this hot weather.
Yeah. You just see him really enjoying that.
Love it when it heats up.
Yep. Two on Correa, 121 career hitter. By the Riverwalk.
See if they're getting ready to have a skip.
Some kind of contest. We got a bunch of stuff going on between innings here.
Yep. Neat things about PNC Park. There's a lot going on, that's for sure.
Booth will throw on to first to retire Correa. Through 4 innings, Pirates lead 1-0 over the Twins.
Pirates Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Barrel.com. Definitely worth the click. By PNC Bank for the achiever in you. And by Chevy Cruze, which offers EPA estimated 42 mpg highway. Let's go Bucks!
Now go behind the scenes of a Pirates broadcast during Root Sports' second all-access night of the season. Hear your Buccos mic'd up on the field. Go behind the scenes at PNC Park. Go inside our TV truck. Our director will be mic'd up for an exclusive web feature. All-access night, the Buccos and Twins tomorrow, 6:30 here on Root Sports. In the middle there is our director, Pete Toma.
What? He's got a baseball in his hands.
Chuck Whitlock to his right. To his left is Christian Roberts.
Yeah, I see 3 gypsies. Only one of them has buttons in front of him. What are the other 2 guys doing?
Chuck works.
Obviously, there's only one that does anything.
How'd you like to have Chuck's job? I mean, that's working.
Yeah, look at that.
The other guy's got a baseball in his hand.
How complicated is that?
I don't know what Christian's got a pen in. At least Christian brought a pen. This ball fouled out of play by Brian Dozier. See? You have to have a pen if you're a producer.
Just from that shot, I know which guy looks like he's got something to do, and the other two look like they're just watching the game.
Just from that shot, you could tell. You could tell that.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, how you pulled that off? 0-1 count on Dozier.
I think anybody could tell.
I think so too. Tough.
Here's your ball.
Yeah, there you go.
So you can have a ball when you watch the game.
That's for you and Toma. So you and Toma, and here's a pen. Look, this is it. Okay, I'm going to explain this. After this pitch, all button. Now look, here's what we got. All right. You saw Chuck in the truck there with all the buttons and stuff. You saw Pete had the baseball. That's for you, Bob.
Thank you.
Christian had the pen.
Thank you.
All right. I have all the stuff in front of me. Stuff. Kind of like Chuck.
Nothing.
See?
It's a lot like the truck.
Bingo. I got a bunch of stuff. Scorebooks, media guides, computers, buttons to push, people to talk to. 2-2 on Dozier. So again, AC McGee will be mic'd up tomorrow. Live interview with the Fort. And a whole lot more All Access 2 tomorrow.
It's nice to have the first baseman mic on.
Usually a lot of conversation between the first
more
baseman.
than anywhere else. You have to be a talker to play first. We'll see. Well, see a couple of things. Will McGee be playing? I'm assuming he'll be at first tomorrow.
Yeah, left-hander. Well, McGee going over toward the dugout, and not enough. Get that glove out. Francisco Liriano, the lefty, tomorrow, and Eric Bedard for the Bucks. Take another look.
McGee has played third against some lefties this year, but I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow. Not the way Alvarez is swinging the bat in Cleveland. The reach, not enough. You know what he needed? He needed that glove the ball girl had down the third baseline earlier. That might have been enough leather to reach it. Nope, that's not the glove. There it is. They had a changing of the guard. That's a huge glove. McGee would have been able to make the catch.
Still 2-2. Dozier fouls off a number of pitches. Leading off here in the fifth. He bounced out to Neil Walker ending the second. It's the bottom third of the order against Correa, who's thrown 75 pitches. He's allowed 3 singles. And another foul ball. The rookie, Brian Dozier. Pretty solid season. Eighth round pick from Tupelo, Mississippi.
Looking at this on base percentage, it's something that he wants to work on a little bit. Just 261. If you're not going to be a big home run hitter, you have to be able to get on base.
Nice play by Alvarez. Look at that.
Pedro doesn't need to do that spin to get anything on his throw because he has such a strong arm. A lot of third basemen, they go far to their left like this, they'll spin, and this mainly just so they get something on the throw because it's so hard to do it the way Pedro does it and have any velocity on the ball. But he's got such a cannon for an arm that I mean, he can be wide open with that left shoulder as he is here, and still just with the wrist get an awful lot on that throw. The spin takes longer, and sometimes that spin you get something on your throw, but the spinning makes it tougher to be accurate. If you get the arm for it, that's the way to go, the way Pedro did it.
On a strike on Jamie Carroll. Walker to McGee. 2 outs. That brings up the pitcher, Scott Diamond. They are Verdon and Baz.
Working over the sunflower seeds.
It is pretty wild to think that back to 1984, the last time those two greats were in a major league dugout, how much fun they're having tonight.
How about the first time they were side by side in the dugout? That's half a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
They have seen a lot of baseball over the years together. Quail. Junior Ortiz used to call him a squirrel.
Did he really?
Squirrel. He called him squirrel because he couldn't say quail. He had a very strong accent anyway.
Easy play there. 1, 2, 3 for Kevin Correa. The squirrel and Baz. It's Sunday. Tigers in town, 1:35, final game of the homestand. Last interleague game, all kids 14 and under receive a Pirates braided necklace thanks to Trib Total Media. Joel Hanrahan wears one. And you can get one just like Joel's. Come early for the #1 Cochran Family Fun Zone on Federal Street. And stay after the game. Kids can run the bases thanks to H.K. Anderson Pretzels. Go to Pirates.com for tickets. There's the hammer. Joel Hanrahan. Pirates wearing that braided necklace, so get yours. Brad Lincoln has one on. This homestand goes through Sunday. Tomorrow night and Wednesday night against these Twins. I'm sorry, tomorrow night and Thursday night against the Twins, and then the Tigers in.
Those necklaces, they have something in them, don't they? That
you're the expert on those things. You've done some investigative work, haven't you?
No, you have to ask Steve. Steve actually wears one. He's got
one on his wrist too, doesn't he?
On his wrist, yeah. I'm sure.
Levy Restaurants providing this. Thanks, Jeffrey. Thank you, man. How about that? Jeff Podobnik, Dennis Dupre, and folks at Levy. Oh, on a hot night, nothing better.
Right.
Ground ball to short. Tabata. Throw is high. Coming down with it. And at first base, Morneau.
This is really good.
The stuff you can get at PNC Park, huh?
They have these at all the concessions everywhere?
Not all of them. But some select. Thanks to Levy Restaurants. Oh, he got one. Of course he did. Yeah. We know that, Steve. They would not include you.
We need to do it. Run a test on that one over there.
Yeah, I know. This is from the suite level, Pittsburgh Baseball Club. The club level, I should say. So thanks to Levy Restaurant. They take great care of us.
Now, on the post game, all lips will all be blue.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Tim got one too. Greg got one here. Did Doran get one in the back? And Garda? I hope so.
No, they didn't.
He could use one, huh?
Nachos. That is what? Did you notice that one shot, though, of the radio booth? How happy Garda looked?
No, I didn't notice that.
Just a big smile on his face.
Our director of broadcasting?
Yep, see?
No, I don't notice that. I don't see that. Oops. Bounced foul.
There's Mark up there. Looks like he's working hard. He's got the laptop out.
You know the guy that's working hard?
Tim.
Yeah, Tim and I was going to say Tim and Doran.
Yeah.
One and two on Harrison. Still a ball and 2 strikes. Harrison hit the home run in the first inning with an assist from Josh Willingham.
How about it? This is a 1-0 game. And the home run that bounced off the fence.
And then hit Willingham's body and then back over the wall. Still hanging in there, Harrison.
You know, it is kind of thinking back on it. And I guess everything happened pretty quickly, but all of those close home runs they get looked at now, and there's any kind of a controversy. It is amazing that a ball like that did not get a second look.
There was no discussion whatsoever. Harrison is 2 for 3. A line drive to left field with 1 out. Harrison's home run, his 2nd of the season. Oh, actually hit the wall and came back.
Yeah, just
right
watching,
there.
I had no idea that ball was off the wall when we saw it. You see him reaching into the crowd, you think, okay, it's a home run. And I guess that's the explanation of why it's not replayed. Unless you actually, with your eyeballed something funny there. I mean, why would you ask? You see the ball in the stands. You see the player reaching way in like that. I guess I answered my own question then as to why it wasn't replayed. But Willingham, he didn't say anything, at least not right away.
Well, McCutchen with a runner at first and one out. McCutchen came in batting .458 against left-handed pitching this season. And he's 1 for 2 in this one tonight. His overall average .325 at the start, .326 now, 7th best. 9th in on base, 9th in slugging. Diamond has given up 6 homers in his first 8 starts. McCutchen with 11 and 37 RBIs. 3 more ribbies than Pedro Alvarez, who now has 34 and leads the club with a dozen homers. There goes Harrison. Pitch is taken for a ball. Domit's throw late. Stolen base for Harrison, his 4th.
Take a look at the jump. Harrison really took off immediately. Diamond's leg move. Great jump. Pretty good throw. A lot of strength to it. A little bit on the shortstop side, but I don't think it would have made much difference even if it was right on the bag.
Well, now tough situation for Diamond and the Twins facing McCutchen with all those great numbers. He's also hitting .364 with men in scoring position. That's the 4th highest mark. And ball 4.
Gave him nothing to hit there.
Second walk for Diamond.
3-1 breaking ball in the dirt. Pitching around you.
McGee 1 for 2. Jamie Carroll out to talk with Diamond.
McGee's base hit was a ground ball. Wasn't it through that shortstop hole? So I mean that's what they're thinking about. Is it, you know, why throw McCutchen who's torching left-handers a strike at all? And we'll see if they can get another ground ball out of McGee. Maybe this will be at somebody. Really made a lot of sense the way they went about it. And once the Harrison completed his steal, that pretty much took the bat out of McCutchen's hand. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. It also gives you a runner in scoring position.
0-1. McGee with 15 RBIs.
There's Harrison
for 3rd, and he is there. It'll be a double steal as McCutchen strolls into 2nd.
It's a big steal.
That's his 5th, McCutchen's 14th.
And not only do you get yourself to 3rd with just 1 out, but you got another player now in scoring position.
Very close at 3rd.
Yeah, good strong throw right on the bag. Just Harrison had too good of a jump. When we were looking at that jump too, you could see that Carroll actually was moving towards 2nd. But Harrison paid no attention to that move by Carroll, extended his lead and took off. Watch Carroll, the second baseman. See how he's moving towards 2nd base. Did not bother Jehey at all.
15 stolen bases the last 10 games for the Pirates, and 20 for the month. In the infield, middle infielders are back. The corners even. Pluth and Morneau at 3rd and 1st. Ground ball can get the Pirates their 2nd run. 2-2 count on McGee. A fly ball. Plenty deep for Harrison. It'll be a 2-0 game as McCutchen heads to 3rd. Sacrifice fly for McGee.
That's just a real good hitting by McGee. I mean, he knows if he tries to pull the ball that he's in danger. Not that it happens every time, but he's in danger of maybe rolling his wrists over and hitting that ground ball. And he didn't want to do that. Wants to get the ball to the outfield. So he takes the pitch the other direction so he can get some lift and gets the run home with the sacrifice fly.
Josh Harrison got it going with the base hit, then stole second, so they walked McCutchen, then the double steal, and Harrison scores on the sacrifice fly.
I think that's so cool with Maz and Bell
great.
there,
Yeah.
shaking their hands as they came in. It'll be fun. Going so hard for us tonight. Win this game. I want to see Maz and Bill go on the field after the game's over.
That will be a first.
We'll do a chest bump or something out there.
That'll be a first in their lifetimes, right?
Well, they've been out there in the postseason.
Line to left. That's going to carry out to Willingham.
Hit it too hard.
Really hard, but the Pirates do pick up a run on the sacrifice fly. Lead it 2-0.
Sports, and Andrew McCutchen was a busy man this afternoon as he played host to 20 baseball players from Oliver and Perry High School. The two schools, which, by the way, will merge after this year, got a chance to listen to number 22 and then got a chance to work in the field with him just for a little bit. Of course, Andrew McCutchen big on working with kids within the community. Kutch's crew has actually become quite popular over the last couple of years. Nice to see the kids out here on a good day, learning some of the X's and O's from the Double Deuce. Also, guys, real quickly, you were talking about Bill Vernon and Bill Mazeroski. I asked Andrew McCutchen about having those guys back in the clubhouse in the dugout, and I said, Andrew, what do you think about that? He kind of turned his head half profile, smiled, and said, look at that cheese. Big smile on his face. So very happy to have those guys back here, in addition to having them in spring training. Big cheese.
No doubt. Thanks, Dan. That's great to see. Great to see McCutchen working with the youngsters. Kutch's crew, how popular that has become. Grounded right to third. Alvarez keeps it in front, comes it to first, retiring Span, 1 up and 1 down.
And Greg, one of the things that I think is happening with this team is, not only are they embracing each other, the good chemistry, the expectations to win every night, they've also, I think, embraced that they're Pittsburgh Pirates, and they want to know the past. They want to know the glory of past generations. And I love that about this group. And I don't think that was the case, let's say, well, in fact, I know it wasn't the case about 12, 13 years ago. The
history didn't mean anything to them.
No, not at all. And the Pirate organization, go for it. The Pirate, I need time to finish here. The Pirate organization, I think, has gone to some pretty good lengths to bring that back in the clubhouse. That was missing. There was no pictures of anybody in Pirate history around for the last few years over at Three Rivers. It was like, you walk into the tunnel, for instance, there, and you could be anywhere. You wouldn't know, and that's not the case anymore.
Well, that's been a long time gripe of mine.
I know that.
I just did really upset me and others for many years, and that has now been embraced by the players. And I know when Bob Nutting and Frank Coonley took this over, they painted that clubhouse with a pride and passion, wanting to return it. Now, of course, you have to start getting some wins too. Sure, you can talk all you want to about it, but it started last year. Started with Hurdle embracing it, and A.J. Burnett. I think that was huge. This is a guy who had a choice of where to go. He could have, but the Pirates, Pittsburgh was not on his no trade list. He embraced coming here.
He has a big influence in that clubhouse. A lot of what's going on this year, you can trace it to AJ.
Chris Riesop, Tony Watson in the Pirates bullpen. Josh Willingham has struck out and grounded out. Correa at 94 pitches. He would be due up fourth in the bottom of the sixth inning. One ball, one strike. Very hot day in the Berg. You're aware of that. Heat can take its toll.
Doesn't feel that hot though.
No, not with these air conditioning units we have blowing down on us. Thanks very much.
Does it right now?
Yeah. One ball, one strike to count on Willingham. Runner goes from first, swing and a miss. Barajas throws and in the dirt, and another steal for Revere. That's his 12th, caught just twice.
He's using some speed to outrun the baseball on that steal. It wasn't an especially good jump. Made it work. Rod's throw not on target.
43 stolen bases for the Twins in 58 attempts. It's the 50th steal for a Pirate opponent in 54 tries. Line to center and a base hit. Runner going to be held at third as McCutchen got to it quickly, and that's very big. First and third with one away.
Revere hesitated. He broke when the ball was hit, and then he lost his nerve. Then he thought, well, maybe that's going to carry, and then he came to a stop, and that's why he couldn't score on it. Watch him break. There he goes, and right there he had that little hitch in his step. And if he hadn't have done that, I think if he would have went with his first instinct, thinking, okay, I read it off the bat well, I'm going to keep going, he would have scored. At least he would have been sent.
That is going to be it for Correa, with Justin Morneau coming to the plate. Hurdle wants a left-hander. Tony Watson will be coming on. this day in Pirates history, June 19th, 1952, the great Dick Groat would make his major league debut just 3 days after signing his contract. The Pirates would beat the Giants 8-1 at the Polo Grounds.
If I remember right, too, Greg, correct me if I'm wrong. Not that I have to say that. He went into the starting lineup, too, didn't he?
Right away.
Right away. I mean, he just, okay, here.
Yep. Go ahead, go get him, kid.
Yeah, you start your career. No minor league stuff, nothing. Just, and you're not sitting on the bench either. You're out there, you're playing shortstop every day.
And how about the
great story?
How about the combination of Groat and Mazeroski? A great double play combination for years. Tony Watson now facing Justin Morneau, who's batting only .095 against left-handed pitching, 6 for 63.
Well, that is a horrendous number. I mean, you're going to see a lot of left-handers, especially in situations like this. And you're basically, you've been hitting like a poor hitting pitcher.
Oh, 1 count on Morneau with 1 out. Revere at third, Willingham at first. The lefty Watson in for Correa. 2-1.
Close.
Morneau, who was the American League MVP 6 years ago, hit just .144 last season against lefties. Canadian native. It's a fly ball, shallow, right center. And McCutchen. That will not score the run. A big second out. Tony Watson gets Morneau, now faces Trevor Plouffe. Ray Searage will visit the mound first. Joe Mauer out tonight. That bruised right quad, and he is available to pinch hit, we're told. Twins coming in with a record of 26-39. They're 13-17 on the road, and they're 6-6 against the National League. John Gardenhire had been a coach on Tom Kelly's staff for a while.
Came up in the Mets organization, if I remember right.
Became the skipper in 2002. 6 times he's led the Twins to the AL Central title. Ball 1 on Plouffe, who's 1 out of 2.
You see the stability that they've had at that manager position. They can't do that and have losing years. You look back, he and Tom Kelly, a lot of winning seasons between those two guys, and that's why there's only been 2. Correa just pitched great tonight. His command and control was outstanding. Pulling for Watson to make it a no earned run night for him. He's done a good job in that regard.
He has fallen behind Plouffe 3-0, and on deck is Ryan Doumit. And Doumit, wouldn't you know it, will get a chance.
be hitting from the what's been this year his weaker side.
Batting .228 from this right side. 2 of his 6 homers as a right-hand hitter. Bases loaded in a 2-0 game. 2 outs in the 6th inning, and former Pirate Ryan Doumit will step to the plate. Chris Rhysop continues to throw.
Well, they're not going to spin Doumit around left-handed, so Rhysop's going to have to wait, hopefully for quite some time. I want this to be the end of the inning right here.
0-1. Revere walked with 1 out. Stole second. Willingham singled, putting runners at first and third, and Plouffe drew the free pass against Watson. 0-1 count on Doumit. He has 30 runs batted in on the year. And it's 0-2. Doumit 182 at bats, 37 strikeouts. 0-2 count. He got him. It's elementary to Tony Watson as he strikes out Doumit with the bases loaded. The 2-0 lead intact. He got Morneau to fly out, and after the walk strikes out Doumit. It's another free shirt Friday. All fans get a t-shirt courtesy of Central Blood Bank. It's Brad Lincoln showing off that neat looking shirt you'll get on Friday. Come early for a block party on Federal Street before the game and enjoy live local music and food. For tickets, go to pirates.com/free shirt Friday. This coming Friday night, game 1 of 3 against the Tigers. Pirates lead 2-0. Pedro Alvarez will lead off against Scott Diamond. Ray Searage talking to Tony Watson. In the foreground, we saw Josh Harrison and Erwin Valencia. 0-1 the count on Alvarez. Erwin, the rehab coordinator in that striped shirt. Josh Harrison, a home run.
Garrett, he's moving around.
Yeah, yeah. Bouncing around.
Saw him sitting for a while, but I knew that wasn't going to last.
One and one on Alvarez.
Smack one over the fence. Crowd yelling.
2-1.
Those outside pitches, put it in the Art bullpen.
How about a base hit?
Not really what I wanted, Greg.
A leadoff single for Alvarez.
I was looking more for a home run. Outside pitch, didn't quite get it out there. It's pretty much down the middle. Alvarez smacking it with some authority. Pedro smoking around the bases in that single.
So he's on base for the second time, and now Barajas, who has grounded out and flied to right.
Team hustle's pretty good. Clint has sat down some players that have not run down to first base at times. Made a couple examples. It's not like that. Guys aren't running.
Toward right center field and over is a speedster. Bernard Span. Ben Revere can go get it also. It's a tough gap to get a ball into. Barajas is retired.
And Span goes and gets some balls in the air. And Revere, if by land or safe. So they got it covered.
Varmas 2 for 2. Matt Haig comes out on deck. Varmas showed bunt, looking down at Nick Leyva.
And normally, of course, if you're an 8 guy, you're not going to do too much bunting. But in this case, you know, you don't have a pitcher hitting behind you. Be somebody else, so the bunt becomes one of your weapons. Looking for right there is a hit and run sign.
There goes the
there
runner.
it was.
And it's into right center field. And it's between the two. So Alvarez will score as Barmas delivers. Alvarez on the move. Barmas brought him home. 3-0. Third hit for Barmas.
Well, Barmas showed us, huh? I can hit one through that gap. And because it was a hit and run, Alvarez is on the go and scores from first place without even a throw. That was very pretty.
Great execution. Pedro Alvarez on the move.
He's looking over his shoulder because it's a hit and run. He wants to know where the ball is hit. Good break. Nick waving him home. Scoring with ease.
Barmas is 3 for 3. The Pirates lead 3-0. That's it for Scott Diamond. Pitching change. Pirates lead it 3-0. Right-hander coming on, Alex Burnett, as Rob Barajas sits next to Pedro Alvarez, who just scored on the Barmes double. It is Matt Hague batting. Hague takes a strike. "14 hits, 63 at bats at the big league level this season for Hague." Two for 7 as a pinch hitter.
I was thinking about that shot there. There you see Burnett's numbers. That shot of Barajas in the dugout. And he's another one of those guys that we should talk about as being great additions, not necessarily to the. Well, he has been a great addition to the team on the field, but great clubhouse impact. Good clubhouse guy. There's a lot of guys looking up to Rod Barajas along with A.J. Burnett. When they all start singing, it's Barajas' name that they're always singing in the back. He's very well liked among his teammates, that's for sure.
Two 1 count on Hague. Ball gets away, and taking off for third, Barmes is there. Now he can score on a fly ball.
I think that Ryan thought he was going to be able to catch that ball in the fly. He was surprised that it got in the dirt.
Infield in now. 3-1 count on Hague. Bounce towards short. Nice stop, but no play for the plate. Hague gets the RBI, and the Pirates get the run. 4-0.
That, Greg, is the play that John Wehner talks about all the time.
Yep, exactly right.
That any time an infielder has to move to his glove side, to his left, if you're going on contact, he has no play.
Even with the infield in.
If an infielder goes to his left, he has no play at the plate as long as you're going on contact. And there you see it. You can make that throw, but it's going to be late.
Play made by Dozier, but going to his left.
That's what John's talking about right now. He's saying, did you see that the shortstop had to move to the left, so there was no play there. I'm sure that's what John was talking about.
Absolutely.
That is one of his favorite things to talk about with us. You know, we're having those baseball meetings after the game about infield in and the guys going on contact, not going on contact. It's all about making that infielder move to his left. If you're a base runner, I mean, that's, you want to be real instinctive. That's something you can look for. Whether it's the second baseman or the shortstop, he goes to his left, take off. He's not going to have a play. Remember that play that Alvarez made earlier where he was all spread open, but he still had the arm to make that throw? That's what makes that play difficult. As an infielder is going to want to do that spin so he can get something on his throw, but there's no time to do that.
Dozier on to first. Pirates pick up a couple of runs. Good work. Pedro Alvarez got it started. Barmes delivered and scored. Pirates up 4. Voting is open for the 2012 All-Star Game this summer in Kansas City. Help send your favorite Pirates to this year's All-Star Game. Vote up to 25 times at Pirates.com. Visit Pirates.com. Cast your ballot now for your 2012 All-Stars. Vote early, vote often, vote now at Pirates.com/vote. Of course, vote for the position players, and we'll see which pitchers are selected. Tony La Russa.
Yeah, Lincoln's got one of them
stovetop caps.
Yeah, stovepipe hats.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, he's famous, for wearing those high hats like that.
I'm not even sure he's aware of it. Dan Potash is down there, I believe.
You guys want to take a guess who's responsible for that?
It wouldn't
Could have been Burnett,
wouldn't be fair
McDonald.
to make a guess.
Yeah, you're right.
J-Mac. It's 2 pieces of well-chewed gum. There you go.
Well, they got J-Mac the other day on the road.
Yeah, they did. Laced it around the top of the cup, and then as he put it on his head, he smacked him on the back. So the pat on the back kind of was the way of disguising the cup to the head.
Bob can talk about how now these other guys want to come over and play a part. See Garrett Jones come over to talk to him.
Yeah, you got to get
to
involved.
make it more ridiculous.
Got to get involved.
Mr. Lincoln.
A lot of things you can do with it, the gum and the cups like that on a hot night like this. Of course, this was back in the days where they didn't have the seats out front. Everybody sat underneath the roof. You would take a cup like that, filled about halfway up with water, and you wouldn't put quite as much gum around it. You just have a little bit on one side, a little bit on the other, and then you would walk up, and when somebody would look the other way, you would stick it to the ceiling above their head. And then it would usually take about maybe 30 to 45 seconds for one side of the gum to decide it wasn't going to hold that water up there anymore, and it would come dumping down on whoever was sitting there on their head. And by that time, you'd made your escape, and we're just sitting off the other end watching it. There's 162 games every day. Most of them, it's hot like it is right now. All you do is you figure out different ways to amuse yourself, and that's what they're doing tonight. And this is the stuff you do when you're a winning team.
Last homestand, it wasn't the road trip, it was last homestand. J-Mac got it.
When you're a winning team,
and Lincoln was playing a part of it, so now J-Mac gets him back.
You get to do all these kind of neat, fun things, and that's what we've been talking about of late, about the chemistry of the team, the way they've come together, about their attitudes, about what's going to happen every night when they take the field. They're going to win, and because of that, they get to mess around like this.
All these guys participating. Jones was there. Now Haig. Burnett came over. J-Mac's walking away.
If you're down 4-0, if you're losing 4-0, you can't be doing this stuff.
Right.
You can't be having the fun.
Bob, at what point will this be discovered? How will it be discovered?
Well, I don't know, Lincoln. It could go innings. Now, a lot of guys are hat adjusters. They're moving their hat around all the time, making sure it's just right. Whether it's, if he's a hat adjuster, it won't be long because he'll want to fix it a little bit. Some guys, they just put it on and there it sits all night. It could be ever.
Jordy Mercer next to Eric Bedard now. He still hasn't figured it out. Almost knocked his cap off. Juan Cruz pitches to Jamie Carroll after the leadoff single by Dozier. Nothing. Pirates lead it. 7th inning. Broken bat. Should be 2. Tough little play. Nice try by McGee. The throw from Walker in the dirt.
Well, it wasn't Walker's fault. I'm going to blame this one on Pedro. The feed to Walker was not good. Got him all out of shape. It made it very difficult for him to get a throw off. Look where the throw was. It was down, and now Walker's having a tough time making a recovery. It gives Dozier a chance to get another step in there so he can be closer on that slide, and Walker just couldn't get anything on his throw.
James McDonald wanted it.
Well, they don't want any kind of a rally. They'll have to take that cup off Lincoln's head if there's a rally, because that's bad luck.
Right.
If you do something like that, and then the other team starts making a comeback, oh,
you got to get serious, right?
You've angered the baseball gods in some way, and you need to make amends.
Chris Parmelee pinch hits. Mr. Lincoln's cap. Cup still atop. Two, the pinch hitter. Parmelee, first round pick 6 years ago. Batting average just 172 this season. 21 games last year, hit 355. Down on strikes.
And that definitely was some paint right there at 94. Knees black. The location. It's that outside corner. Much more likely to get a little bit of room on that outside pitch than you are on the inside corner.
Here's Denard Span. 3 ground ball outs. Kevin Correa went 5 1/3, 4 hit ball, no runs. Doug Slayton up along with Rhysop. Two 2-0 on Span. The Reds and Indians are tied at 1 during the 8th inning. Cleveland outlasted the Reds last night, moving the Bucs to within 3.5. Drive hit deep to right. All of a sudden it's a 4-2 game. Denard Span cracks his 3rd home run, makes it 4-2.
He's not the guy you're thinking be careful with the long ball with when he's up there. But I said earlier, there is one place in this ballpark that's very home run friendly if you can hit it high, and that of course is right field. Not real deep, got the high wall, but if you get the right trajectory, and this one certainly had that, kind of way up in the air. And just able to get it, I think, in the very first row. And one through that guy's hands in the black T-shirt.
The Twins, the 2nd fewest home runs hit in the American League. 53 total. 4 more than the Kansas City Royals. 0-1 count on Ben Revere.
On the bullpen, asking for a little update, or maybe just saying that if this is not the last out, so and so's in the game.
Second home run Cruz has allowed this season. It's his 28th appearance. It's going to be a tough play. Long throw. He got him.
Nothing's tough for that arm.
Pedro Alvarez guns out Ben Revere. The final out of the top of the 7th inning. We'll keep it right here. Game 1 of this 3-game series. Pirates Twins, 7th inning stretch time, and take me out to the ball game.
Bouncing Eaton Park Smiley Cookie, and join everyone watching at home on Root Sports as we sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game."
Good ball game. Enjoying Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Enjoying a Pirates lead. And Brad Lincoln has just discovered. Uh-oh. Somebody's in trouble. Gotcha. Great shots, as always, from our AGH cam here at PNC Park. Pirates lead it 4-2, going to the bottom of the 7th, looking to add on again against a new pitcher. Now Brad Lincoln, good sport. Was on there a long time before he finally discovered it. Now Jeff Manship, Notre Dame product, 6th appearance of the season.
He should be a Pirate.
Should be. That name. Recalled May the 27th from their AAA affiliate, Rochester. A couple of hits for Harrison, a couple of runs scored. Broken bat, going to be a tough play for the shortstop. Nicely done with the bare hand, but no chance to get the speedy Harrison, who has his 3rd hit tonight. Dozier, the bare hand play, hit for Harrison.
It looked like Dozier thought that ball was hit a lot harder than it was. When he started going to his left, he was going straight toward the bag and then had to change direction and curl in to the infield to make the play. It was like an outfielder that got a bad read on a ball. His route to where he picked up that ball was shaped like an arc, like a banana. And that's not the quickest way to the baseball. He misread the speed. He was breaking straight to his left, keep it from getting to the outfield. I had no chance of that.
Harrison has 2 steals tonight as McCutchen takes ball 1. Those 2 steals off the lefty Diamond. McCutchen, last time up, walked and stole a base. He's officially 1 for 2. Harrison getting a read here on the right-hander. Foul. 19,936 on hand for game 1. The 3-game series. Tomorrow night, Eric Bedard against Francisco Liriano. Then J-Mac, James McDonald, opposes Liam Hendriks on Thursday night. And it's the Tigers. Two and one. And Chip up and down the last 4 years between the Twins and their minor league affiliates. There goes Harrison, and bounced foul. 2 and 2.
Weather heated up. Bucks took off, put on their running shoes, didn't they? After June, they were running a little bit early on, but weren't having a lot of success. And then they just started pushing it a little bit, and just about everybody started running and being very successful at it.
3 and 2.
Think that J-Hay would take off here. 3 and 2. He was running on a 2-1 pitch. It's hard to pick off a guy though that's running on a 3-2 pitch. He's not running to steal the base. He's running to stay out of a double play. It's more like a hit and run type thing. So he's not trying to get a great jump. He wants to make sure you're going home. Oh my, stay fair.
Nearing the short porch, and it is gone. Andrew McCutchen, number 12.
Oh, he's happy about that one. That one was flushed. Not for distance, but for height. And because it was right down the line, you knew it had the distance. Could it stay fair? And it did. How far fair? Oh, we'll call that about 6 feet.
McCutchen's got 12 homers, 39 RBIs now.
He hit that one so high, I think it was coming straight down by the time it landed. That might have, as it passed the foul pole, that was probably up by the top of the foul pole.
Yeah. Bucks get those 2 runs back thanks to the McCutchen home run. McGee offered.
That's a nice thing when you open up a lead. If the other team makes any kind of move on you, respond, put them right back down by the same amount of runs.
McGee strikes out, 1 down. McCutchen last year hit 23 homers, drove in 89 for the season.
The offense is doing very well with the Garrett Jones bobblehead. I think that's what he was pointing out right there. I think that might be a fixture for a while. Yeah, that's another thing that goes on in a baseball clubhouse. If something happens, they they acquire something and you start a little bit of a streak, things start going well, you stay with that. Years ago, I think on the way to the stadium, Olympic Stadium in Montreal, you had to walk through those tunnels to get to the subway, and they always had the gift shops. Somebody bought a stuffed camel. I don't know if you remember that.
I do. Yep.
And they took it out. The camel's name was, it'll come to me later, but they took the camel out and put it on the bench during the game, just like Garrett's bobblehead right there. They won that night, and for a long time the camel stayed with them until they stopped winning.
Yeah,
the
exactly.
camel went away.
So was it Jones that just pointed out his bobblehead?
Oh yeah.
Pedro Alvarez will face a new pitcher. Gardenhire, who started Scott Diamond tonight, will now go to his third reliever. At PNC Park during our All-Star Fan Appreciation. Each day next week, look for your chance to win an exclusive day at the ballpark Wednesday, July 10th during the All-Star break. Take batting practice, run the bases, enjoy lunch in the clubhouse, and more. For details and how to enter, go to Pirates.com. Make that RootSports.com. For details and how to enter, visit RootSports.com.
I just got a text from Tommy Walk, by the way. He said that, reminded me the camel's name was Doug.
I knew he'd know.
Yeah. Tommy was back in those days, the clubhouse guys. Doug the camel. Worked for a while, but then lost its magic.
Ryan Densing is the new pitcher, the lefty facing Pedro Alvarez.
Playing the Twins reminds me of probably the biggest clubhouse mascot we ever saw the players bring in. The stuffed black bear.
Oh, yes.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
That one didn't stay.
Life size.
That one didn't make it more than a few minutes.
Yeah. Stayed in the same city.
Yeah.
Oh, hit hard to left field. Oppo. And off the wall at the 383 marker. Alvarez into second base. Ripped it the other way. Against the lefty. He's on base for the third time, 2 for 3.
We saw him hit one just in Cleveland where he went the other way really hard with a lot of authority. These were some good signs. They tried to throw him away, got it on the outside, not exactly on the corner, but definitely way out there on the outside part of the strike zone. He stays back lets the ball get deep in the strike zone to him. Gets the head of the bat to it, and you got a double.
You got the Zoltan Z going. Infield in for Barajas. Fencing a .327 earned run average. A hit by Alvarez, just the 8th by a left-handed batter this season in 51 at-bats against Brian Densing. Fly ball to left, plenty deep to bring home Walker. Sac fly for Barajas. The Pirates lead 7-2.
You know, Greg, back in the first couple months of the season when the team was scuffling to score any kind of runs and winning just strictly on pitching, you knew the offense was going to get better. You know, maybe I'm just getting caught up in the night here, scoring all these runs. You know, but it seems like they might have a chance, and I guess it all depends on Alvarez, to be even better than what we were talking about. And that would be something then, to put the good pitching with a better than average offense. But Pedro, he's the key. He hits like he's been hitting very recently. They could really get on a roll because they got a lot of nice pieces to fit around him. And for 2 months.
Maybe the magic of those guys for the night.
Could be.
Verdin and Mazeroski.
For a couple of months, the offense was basically McCutchen. He's the offense. But now it's been just a little bit about everybody. Walker, you see him there. His batting average has climbed up into 270s now. Everybody's coming on. Barmes is moving his batting average up.
High ball right. Caught. Barmes 3 for 4. The Pirates add 3 more. Smiles for Verdin and Maz. Bringing back the good old days. Pirates lead it 7-2.
Pirates Baseball on Root Sports is brought to you by Jeep. Visit Jeep.com to learn more. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Levin Furniture, for a great deal on outdoor furniture. Let's go Bucks!
Buccos leading 7-2. And sign says, where do we buy our playoff tickets? Hopefully we'll be answering that question in a few months.
We'll have some drop-ins.
Yeah. Pedro Alvarez will have something to say about that. Chris Riesop, 27 appearances for him. Bucks lead it by 5. Josh Willingham leads off. Cincinnati and Cleveland have gone to the 9th inning, tied at 1. It's gotten to the point where we're going to be wanting to keep track of more than just the National League Central Division. Shortstop Barmes retires Willingham. Let's go down to Dan Potash.
All right, Brownie, thank you very much. You know, the College World Series continuing in Omaha. Big upset Monday night where Kent State knocked off #1 Florida 5-4. Jim Ryder of Peters Township, who was drafted by the Pirates in the 26th round a couple weeks ago, went 2 for 5 with 3 runs scored. He also had a hit in their first game, an 8-1 loss to Arkansas, though that one hit was a solo home run. Kent State will now play South Carolina tomorrow night. Gotta like what the future may have in store, guys.
Neat stuff. It's fun to watch, Bob and Dan, the college players that are selected by the Pirates in the draft. See how they perform under those conditions. I keep track of them.
A little stress involved there, the College World Series. You know, as a big league player, it doesn't happen like this, but a lot of times you think, oh, you know, I'm going to have multiple shots at postseason play. But with a college player, you know it's going to be limited. So there's a little bit more pressure to, you know, once you get there, okay, we got to do it, got to perform.
Liner out to McCutchen. Morneau is the second out of this 8th inning. As Riesop faces Trevor Plouffe, the Pirates lead 7-2. He's got the Tigers cap, previewing the weekend series against Detroit starting on Friday. Plouffe 1 for 2 with a walk.
Got to believe it. I see some fine crowds this weekend with this weather. Tigers coming in. Team playing very well.
Tigers are leading the Cardinals right now 6-2.
If you don't have a ticket for one of the weekend games and you want one, don't wait. Might not be too many available once we get there.
Base hit through the right side. Plouffe's second hit. On base for the 3rd time. We do take a look at the National League Central Division. Thanks to Hyundai with these scores. 6-3 Tigers lead the Cardinals. Game in the bottom of the 9th now. The Reds and the Indians. Kansas City 2-0 leaders in the 7th at Houston. And the Cubs have a 2-1 lead over the White Sox at U.S. Cellular Field in Chicago. While the Brewers are 4-2 leaders in the 5th over Toronto. Hyundai out of town scoreboard. Brett Lawrie hit his 7th of the year for Toronto. But the Pirates start the day just a half back in the wild card, tied with Atlanta. 2 wild card teams this year. The Giants and the Mets are leading that right now. And there's a quick out. Domit is retired. He's 1 for 4. The final out in the top of the 8th inning. Scoreless 8 for Rysop. Pirates up by 5. Bucks have been some cool cats tonight, leading this one 7-2 on a warm evening in Pittsburgh. And Chris Rysop, his
cool
third
cats.
at bat.
It's a pup night.
I know it.
Not sure if that works.
2-0.
Can't put cats and pups together.
I think the pups would like that, Sam. There's some cool cats up there.
Yeah. Definitely some cool pups. I got some great looking dogs up there too.
3-0 count on Rysop. His second, 2 at bats this season. Third of his career. Takes a strike. Has not reached base in 3 previous career at bats. Now he walks. Why not throw that ball out of play?
He'd be too embarrassed to ask for that.
Hey, Brad Lincoln fans.
Yeah. The beard, got everything.
Yeah. Trickles away, not far enough for Rysop to think about moving on. Tabata 0 for 4. Three ground balls to short and a fly to center. Rips it foul. stroke to right center field. Quickly over to make the catch, Ben Revere.
You're right, Greg. There's not much of a gap out there with those two speedsters.
Nissan presents the road ahead. It's Eric Bedard for the Bucks tomorrow against Francisco Liriano, a couple of left-handers, and then James McDonald against Liam Hendricks, concluding the series against the Twins before the Tigers come in. Road ahead for the Bucks.
I was looking ahead to this weekend. Looks like Verlander's going to pitch Sunday.
Looking like it. They haven't announced it, but it does look that way. There's a fly ball deep to right center field, and the catch is made by Span.
Where's the gap out there, Greg?
They can track them down, those two. Well, nice grabs. Tabata robbed of a double by Span, and now by Revere rather, and now Span makes the catch on the drive hit by Harrison.
And that one that Tabata hit too, that one very high, and it was hit very hard. Yeah, both tough catches, nice plays. But that one Tabata hit off the bat, I thought for sure that was going to get through the gap. Revere wrote it down.
Now McCutchen, last time up, 2-run homer. He's been on base 3 times. His average now at .329. An 11-hit attack for the Bucks.
This offense too off a starting pitcher that had ERA in the very low 2s.
Pirates 3 outs away from going 9-1 in games started by an opposing left-hander at PNC Park this season.
Diamond's ERA before the game 2.13. 5-2 record.
Rysop will be looking for 3 more outs.
He wants to score right now. I couldn't believe that one of those balls couldn't get through the gap.
Yeah.
He could show that speed.
Yeah.
How much fun would that have been for him to have one of those gap shots get through there and at least run all the way from first to third. Those two guys took all the fun out of it.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Ball came way off Stones, all the way back to the mound. Tell them what kind of bounce you're going to get off the limestone behind the plate. That rough surface, all those grooves. Go left, right, maybe even back to the mound. You got to be careful when you're a runner at third here. I've seen some balls just come back to the catcher almost before he can turn around. You can't assume because you see it by him that he's not going to have a play on you. But you don't know what kind of bounce it's going to be. You see the rough surface and those blocks.
Oh man, another gapper. Nobody's going to catch this one.
Come on, Rysop, let's go. Get on your horse.
He's going to try to score.
Oh,
no,
he got the stop
RBI.
sign.
He did get the stop sign from Leyva.
Oh. Yeah, that gave him a break, though. Yeah, your job is going to get 3 outs. I want to run you into an out at home. But still, Rysop had to enjoy that. You think, going from first to third, maybe going to score. He's got to have to pick up the coach. Leyva decided to put up the stop sign right there and turn around and go back.
That would have been McCutchen's 40th RBI of the year, but hitting .468 now against left-handed pitching. McGee is thrown out. Well, the final out.
Get Chris something to drink, huh?
Yeah. I asked Teak. Text the keyword Teak, followed by your question and your name to 412-412. And I think we're peeking in on, there he is, checking in on some of those questions already.
Getting ready to go.
Prep work there, Rob King and to Colby. Good crowd on hand, 19,936.
You gotta have a baseball to hold in your hand when you're watching a baseball game. I got mine. Greg, you don't have yours.
No, that's yours, Bob.
I like to just
look.
Practice my grip. Pete, you like practicing your grips. You like your grips? Oh yeah, that little two-seamer right there. That'll wait, Pete. They do nothing. They just sit there. See that?
Caught them on camera again
doing nothing. They truly do just watch a game every night.
Unlike us.
Yeah.
There's Captain Ross Morgan, creator of the left field loonies.
Yep. He's the prince of left field.
Yep. 3 more outs to get. The Buccos to 35 and 31.
Ross have a baseball in his hand?
He must. Couple of strikes. Brian Dozier 1 for 3. Kevin Correa went 5 1/3 innings of 4-hit shutout ball. He will improve to 3 and 6. He'll get his first home win of the season.
His third. 2 years he's been here. This has not been a pleasant place for him to pitch, but sure was tonight. He had that outstanding control, just putting everything right where he wanted to. Really impressive to watch him pitch when he has that kind of control. A lot of fun to watch him pitch when he has that control going. See the way Moves the little cut slider from one side of the plate to the other.
Popped up to Neil Walker.
Correa wasn't the only one with a good night. Look at that.
Jeff Karsten, 7 innings, 6 hits, a walk, 5 strikeouts, 78 pitches. The curve beat the Rock Cats 8-1.
Bad night for Cats.
Yeah.
Rock Cats go down big.
Pirates said that they would like Karstens to make another rehab start. We'll see. They've not decided on their weekend pitching rotation against the Tigers. Clint Hurdle was asked about Saturday whether Lincoln would go, and he said we're in discussions. Justin Verlander is confirmed he will pitch Sunday for the Tigers. Ball and a strike on Jamie Carroll. Pirates have also discussed the possibility of bringing up someone from AAA Indianapolis. Mentioned Jeff Locke's name. Justin Wilson. Rick Vandenherk, veteran right-hander, has pitched very well. Pitched last night. Jeff Locke pitched tonight. Jordy Mercer standing next to Eric Bedard, tomorrow night's starter. Don't forget, an all-access night tomorrow. You'll see and hear things you've never heard before. Jamie Carroll draws the walk.
Can't wait to watch.
Casey McGee will be mic'd up. Michael McHenry will be interviewed, and you'll be able to watch the director do his magic online. That and more, much more, tomorrow night, all access night. AAN2. Here's Alexi Casilla. Switch hitter. That's for Dunsink. One ball, one strike. They go to the 10th inning in Cleveland, still tied at 1, Reds and Indians. Ball's popped up, shallow left.
Oh,
is
fair ball.
Fair. Tabata and Alvarez and Barmes out. The misplay allows Casilla to reach.
If Tabata is saying I got it, then it's his ball to catch.
It sure looked like it, doesn't it?
Yeah, now there's Alvarez. He's saying I got it, but it doesn't matter. He's not. The pecking order out there is the outfielder.
Oh, there's a great shot right there. You see him saying I got it. Now
yes.
Watch Alvarez because of that.
He's got to get out of the way. Alvarez has to get out of the way because he heard Tabata say I got it. But Tabata looks like overran it. He ran by the baseball.
Give Casilla a hit on a fly ball to shallow left.
It's kind of like coming to a four-way stop. You got to know who has the right of way so that it's not all jammed up. And same on those pop flies, it's the outfielder has the right of way. He says I got it, you got to give way to him. It's his ball. And if it's between the outfielders, it's always the center fielder that, I mean, he has the power over everybody. He's the master trump card. I wonder if
Bill Verdon
ever called off Maz. You know, that happened hundreds and hundreds of times.
One and two on Span. He homered off Juan Cruz in the 7th. That home run made it 4-2, but the Pirates answered with 3 in the bottom of the 7th. Josh Harrison hit a home run in the 1st inning. Ball that hit off the wall, then hit off the left fielder Willingham, and then back over the wall. Give the Pirates a 1-0 lead. In the 5th, Casey McGee delivered a sacrifice fly to make it 2-0, scoring Harrison. Down on strikes goes Span for the 2nd out.
Off with a good hard breaking ball that hits right behind home plate. It's a tough one to lay off when you have 2 strikes, trying to protect the plate, protect the strike zone, swinging anything close. And that ball looks, when it's coming in, like it's going to be right about knee high, and then just as you start to bat forward, it starts diving for the dirt. Folks starting to stand up. Getting ready for the last out of this one. Grabbing the Jolly Rogers or getting ready to wave them high.
Which is taken for a ball. Ben Revere. There's the Parrot. He, I don't know if he signals the gentleman from the grounds crew to hoist the Jolly Roger, but it's pretty quick.
I think they go on your call, Greg.
Oh, no, they do. Okay. Yeah.
They wait for you.
Okay. 2-0 count.
We'll watch.
Yeah.
When you say it, we'll see it go up the pole. Raise the Jolly Roger.
He's typing that right now. 2-0. There's a strike.
Well done. Go after him.
A little flare foul. And under their last strike.
Pitched a couple innings, got 3 on base, run the bases. Himself all the way to 3rd. Looks like he's going to be on the mound for the last out of a win. Always a fun thing for a pitcher.
2-2.
Nods yes. Oh, how do you not swing at that, Greg? Like it nipped the strike zone anyway. According to the screen, the grid.
Three and 2 on Revere. Bounce to right side. McGee. And got him. Raise the Jolly Roger. The Buccos defeat the Minnesota Twins. Bill Mazeroski, Bill Verdon.
Jay Hay got it started.
They were here to see it. Nice win. The Pirates score 7 or more runs in 3 straight games now. It's the first time since the 2009 season.
Offense
they did that.
Waking up. Be ready for it.
7-2 final. The Buccos win over the Twins in game 1 of this 3-game interleague series at PNC Park. 7-2 final. Clint Hurdle's troops getting the victory. And there they are. Bill, Maz and Bill out on the field. Shaking hands.
That's awesome.
That is fantastic. All right, let's send it to Rob and Teak.
Greg and Bob, thanks very much. And Teak, what a nice victory for the Pirates. Now 3 in a row after that 4-game losing streak, and they've already put a down payment on winning their 7th series out of